Hello and good morning, good people. It is me, Miss J, and I am happy to be with you this morning. As you can tell, I'm a little more diddied up than I usually am, but that's because this is a pre-recorded session. I have a Saturday morning engagement, and so I'm going to be sending you this message in advance, and it'll be coming down from the internet heavens to bless you on this Saturday. If you are a first-time viewer, thank you so much for joining me. I am Jay Snipes, an entrepreneur. I own the Illumin Group, which is a coaching and consulting company. I'm also the founder of a nonprofit organization, and I run a women's empowerment Facebook group with a co-queen, and that is called Queening Effortlessly. Everything that I do is to try to help those that I am engaged and involved with so that they can be better on their own terms. And that for me means that giving advice and giving nuggets of wisdom, things that I've learned, whether it be through my own personal and lived experiences or be it through my professional endeavors and the things that I've learned along my journey of accumulating knowledge. But if you saw the teaser for today, then you saw the teaser says you're not doing it wrong. And the picture was of a open book that's just illuminating all of this glitter and sparkles and magical information. And I know that some people may feel like that there are secrets that you are being kept in the dark on, that there are some magical handbooks, secret societies, whatever you may call it. Somebody's out there giving away the keys to the quiz, the questions to the quiz, and you're being left out. And I'm talking about being left out when it comes to your life's journey. And so this topic, you're not doing it wrong, is just a reminder to you, just a motivational moment that I felt was going to be great because I felt like somebody needed it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm preaching to the choir, but take the benefit of this and see if you can apply it in any way. So, your first confirmation, if you were seeking it, is that there is no right way, no one way, no blueprint, no magic formula, no secret to living the life that is meant and purposed for you. And I qualify that because there are a lot of experts out here in the field, whether they be coaches, whether they be whatever they label themselves, that says, here's the way, do it my way. This is how I did it. If you follow in my footsteps, you can do it too. And by human nature, we are creatures of comparison. We are creatures that jealousy creeps in, and we always want what other people want because we feel like if we don't have it, there is some lack in our lives. And sister or brother, whoever you are watching, I just want you to know that you cannot compare your journey to any other journey. Any underline, bold, circle, put an asterisk beside it, any other journey. And let me tell you why. Even though we come from families that have shared experiences, so if you are a part of a sibling group, you have brothers or sisters that were reared just like you, that may have had the same access to education, extracurricular activities, spiritual development, continuing education. You may have come from the same man or woman and woman combination. You may have lived through the same experiences. However, you will not live the same life, even though all of the inputs seem to be the same. And that is because you are a divinely created individual with a unique purpose, a unique path, and a unique way of navigating this world based on how you see it and how you interpret it being the world around you. So that's why we can't compare. That really is the only reason why you can't compare your level 15 to someone else's level 15. Because it may have taken you or them at a different path, a longer amount of time, etc. to get there. I'm just going to mute all of these devices. So even if you started out from the same exact place, you will never have the same exact experience. And so by embracing you and by discovering if you haven't, and embracing your purpose, you will be able to take that spirit of comparison and turn it into a spirit of celebration, not only for yourself, but for those that are around you. And so this is one of the things that is, I would say, if there is a key, this would be my key. Learn how to celebrate yourself and learn how to celebrate others. You can be and do whatever you choose if you put your mind to it. But if you are in the spirit of comparison and comparing your journey with someone else's journey and how far behind or ahead they may be, you're focusing on the wrong thing. And if you've ever watched an Olympic sport, track, swimming, etc., you will know that if you look back to focus on the competition and take your eyes off of the prize, you yourself lose your forward momentum, and therefore you may be overtaken by those that you are keeping your eyes on. And if you happen to be behind, if you are not running your own race, but you're trying to swim at the same speed, run at the same speed as those that are in front of you, you're going to potentially burn yourself out, tire yourself out, and then completely just drop out because you cannot perform at the same in the same exact rhythm as another person's body functions. Your function and their function is anatomically different. Therefore, you can't run their race. You have to run your own race. So, there are so many folks that I speak with in my coaching practice that feel like they need to be further ahead. And sometimes even I have those moments where I think, had I started earlier or had I not given up, then maybe I would be at this milestone that is imagined or that potentially could have been real. So let me give you an example. The Illumin Group was officially birthed in 2020. In 2009, I decided to get my coaching certification. In 2010, I completed that program, and I started a coaching program. I started a coaching business, practice, whatever you want to call it, that was titled Snipes Personal Coaching. I started that, and I had some coaching clients. I worked with maybe about 10 individuals who were trying to reach their goals. Life happened, and I stopped. I regained my footing, so to say, in about 2015. 2015, I started again, and I named this venture Snipes Empowerment Solutions. And I started working in Snipes Empowerment Solutions toward the same thing, coaching people to find success whatever their definition of success is, on their own terms. And the reason why that has always been my mission is because what I just said, we can't run anyone else's race. So what success looks like for Mrs. Jones is not necessarily what success looks like for Mrs. Jackson. And so you have to figure out what success looks like for you so that you can continue to march along the path towards your dreams. 2015, Snipes Empowerment Solutions. I had some clients there again. I always had a slow but steady trickle of clients. There was always someone that needed the help. But I never took the initiative to market my business or to build any type of structure that would allow me to proactively promote, market, network, etc. I took opportunities as they came because, again, I was still working side by side on my full-time job. 2021, I look at the Illumine Group and the things that I've been able to accomplish over the last year, and sometimes I question myself, what would have happened, or where could I have been had I not had those false starts, but completely committed and went on my own path without looking around and trying to figure out who is doing what, where, when, and how, if what I was doing was good enough, if it was effective, if it would grow. I had so many questions. But time and wisdom, age and maturity, lets me to know that everyone is trying to figure it out. There is no magic formula, no secret societies passing along the golden ticket. There is none of that out there. And so it is up to me to figure out what success looks like for me and all of my endeavors, just as it is up to you to figure that out for yourself and to pursue it mercilessly with all dedication and vigor that you have, so that you don't have to worry about what's happening in the lanes beside you, but you can focus specifically on you and your goals, your dreams, and what that means for the legacy of people that are coming behind you. And when I say the legacy of people that are coming behind you, I'm talking about your kids. I'm talking about your nephews, your nieces, those that are watching, those that are needing you to succeed and to open doors so that they can follow through. And although you open the door, they're never going to take your exact path. They're never going to follow in your footsteps exactly. So you just have to blaze the trail and let folks figure out how to make their way through the passages that you've opened. When I say success on your own terms, I mean that in every aspect of life. As you may know, one of my areas of practice is career coaching. And I help people identify a path to get to their ideal job. And sometimes that means that they are pursuing things that I have the slightest idea about. I don't know how to be a rocket scientist, but I know how to help folks understand what's happening within the organization, to what questions to ask, what resources to look for, so that they can figure out the path, or we can figure that out together. I am a strong believer that everything is not meant for everybody. I believe that you should not force your teenagers into college. Don't shoot me, don't add me, don't block me. This is my opinion. Everything on this channel is the opinion of Miss J Snipes, and hopefully you get something out of it and you continue to follow and subscribe. However, if you disagree, you also have a right to your opinion. Here's my opinion as I go, and I make no excuses for it. Every person does not have to go and pursue a 4-year degree. Every person does not need a degree to do the job that they may be passionate about. That can be done through apprenticeships. That can be done through 2-year degrees. That can be done just through experiencing and hard work ethic that gets you from the bottom of the totem pole, entry-level positions, to the top. And if you choose that a career isn't your thing and you want to be an entrepreneur, then that, to me, is perfectly fine. As long as you get all of the things in your toolkit, you drop in some business management, you drop in some finance management, you drop in some marketing, you drop in some product creation and development. As long as you put a little bit of that stuff inside your backpack, you can blaze any trail that you choose. Put it in your backpack or your toolbox, depending on whatever you're packing. There is no way to compare my journey and your journey. There's no way to compare my journey to that of Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King, Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, whoever else you can throw at it, because number one, we're at different points in our journey, and we're put here for something different. So you have to get in touch and stay rooted to you, your passion, your purpose, your mission, values, and the vision for your life, for your career, for your marriage, relationships, friendships, financial status, whatever the case may be. And that is what you need to pursue tirelessly. So there is not one person who can tell you, oh, you're doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong. You're doing it your way. One of the things that's been in the news really recently is the news about Miss Sha'Carri, who is on her way to the Olympics in Tokyo. Well, life happened, and now her path has been altered. However, I don't think that is the end of the road, because everyone else says, oh, it's all over for you. You messed up. You blew your chance. Sorry, girl. Not today. Maybe not ever. Whatever the case may be. This is her journey, her path. And if anything else, I'm sure she'll find a way to keep moving forward. It doesn't have life does not come with an instruction manual, a prescription pad. Take one of these, do it this way. You'll get to the end how you're supposed to get to the end. Everybody ends up at the same place. So she may be delayed in accomplishing her goals, but there's a purpose for everything under the sun. And this can be utilized to thrust her in a different direction that may mean more long-term beneficial success for her and those following behind her. And other people can learn from this as well. So I never see failure, or whatever term you want to put up, as the end. There's always a different path. It might be the obstacle that was dropped in your way to get you moving in the right direction. There are so many people in this world, if you look around, if you Google it, whatever you choose to do, that have faced and overcome really interesting and potentially crippling life circumstances, that have found themselves shining bright on Forbes list, on the billionaires list. They overcame and they found success regardless of what the people said. Shonda Rhimes didn't wait on anybody to tell her, didn't get permission to be a woman of a certain age starting a new career and writing shows, but look at her. Tyler Perry went from hiding under the porch trying to avoid the drama to owning a Tyler Perry Studios, to making multiple movies, plays, television series, etc., to owning private jets and private islands. There are so many different things, but success for you and success for me doesn't look like that. May not look like that. And that has to be okay. Because if we were all headed to the exact same finish line at the exact same time, what's the point? We get there, and what happens then? There's a purpose for everything under the sun. There's a purpose for every person under the sun. And so your path may not be straight. Your path may be a little windy, maybe full of detours, setbacks, obstacles, roadblocks. But in the end of it all, you have to decide what feels good for you. And do that. Block out the naysayers, because the naysayers are projecting their fears, their phobias, their doubt and insecurities onto you. They may not support you because they don't know if you're going to succeed. And so instead of cheering their loudest and pushing you forward, they sit back and wait. And wait for you to get success, or wait for you to fall and scrape your knees, and then they'll have input. Don't let them hinder you. Run your race without the cheering and without the applause, and then you can only show them your success. But again, your success on your terms, not based on their perspective, not based on those that are on the sidelines, not based on those that are peeking through the blinds trying to figure out if you're going to make it or not. You have to go for you. You have to go for you. There is examples even all the way back to biblical times. If you read the Bible, and I am a Christian, if you read the Bible, you'll see that there were so many examples of people who had early life trauma situations, circumstances that did great things. You can too. Even if you don't have those things that have stopped you, held you back, your circumstances have been completely different. Maybe you've had a smooth ride all the way through. Well, praise God for that. And I'm not saying that in a snarky manner. Praise God for that, because you are highly blessed and favored. But even if you've had a smooth ride and people have told you all the time, this is what success looks like. You need to be a doctor, a lawyer, be a politician, be the president. If that's not in your heart and you're not going to pursue it with passion every day, find success on your own terms. And be happy in what you're doing. When you wake up, when you commute, when you call your next client, when you do whatever you do, make sure you're doing it and you feel fulfilled at the end of the day. You're not doing it wrong. Even if your mom disagrees on what decisions you're making, these are your decisions, your life to live. You're not doing it wrong. You might not just be doing it the way that he or she wants you to do it, but you're not doing it wrong. You're doing it your way. And your way matters because it's your life. Now, this whole message might sound like a great contradiction of what Miss J does. I get on here every Saturday and I share things that are close to me, that are passionate for me. I talk to you about how to be better, how to get to your next level, how to find joy, happiness, how to pursue your career. And every time I do that, I'm giving you an example of something that says, hey, I can do it too. It's not always a prescription. I'm not writing out step 1. This is what you're supposed to do. Step 2, next do this. It's not a formula. If you go back and listen, I always say, here's your work that I want you to do. Number one, identify whatever the case may be. Identify your fear. Identify your goal. Identify your blah, blah, blah. Specific to you. Because just like you're figuring it out, I am too. President Biden is too. Your favorite basketball star, athlete, superstar, movie star, they're figuring it out too. Where's the next opportunity? Where's the next role? How do I? But there is no direct answer for every person on how to. You have to figure out how do I get there? What is my next step? And so I just want you to know that as long as you are making an effort to move forward, to evolve, to grow, and to be a better you, you're not doing it wrong. You're doing it right. Right for you. And so take your time. Don't rush it. Don't compare it. Don't devalue your journey, your experiences, your troubles and your obstacles, because everything is for a purpose. Every bad thing that happened to me, once I came out of it and that hindsight kicked in, I was like, okay, now I understand. Now I understand. It might have put a chink in my armor, but I learned a lesson, and the next time I come up against something like that, I'll know exactly what I should do. You have to fail forward. Take something from every obstacle, from every no, from every closed door, from every disappointment. Take something from it, and don't let it be bitter. Don't become bitter about it. Be better for it. So, I just wanted to reassure you that you got this. If nobody has told you that you're doing an awesome job, here it is. Thank you, first of all, for tuning in to listening to Miss J. But I want you to know that it's okay. It's okay not to know. In that space of not knowing, especially if you're a person of faith, that's where you lean more to your guiding spirit instead of trying to put together this A plus B equals success formula. Lean in to yourself, your feelings, your emotions, your gut, your spirit. Take it all together and understand that every day that you move forward, even if it's an inch, you're doing a great job. And if you keep inching forward, you'll look back and you'll go, dang, look how far I've come. I did that. You did it. You're doing it. You're doing a great job. So don't get discouraged because you might have a bestie who looks like she's soaring and you feel like you're falling. Your race is your own. So be encouraged. Stay in touch. Again, my job as a coach is just to make sure that you have the success and the support that you need. The support that you need to find your own success. That is not defined by me. I'm your accountability partner. I'm the advocate for you. I'm going to poke holes in your theories. I'm going to push you to move forward. I'm going to ask 1,000 questions, but we'll get there together. So if you need someone like me, my contact information is on this page somewhere. Feel free to reach out to me just to ask a question, to book a consultation, whatever the case may be. You can email me at hello@missj.com. If you're on Facebook, you can click book a consultation, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. We can just talk about whatever you have questions on. But let's connect. That's my goal. That's my passion. Just to help everybody get where they're going a little bit easier, to feel supported, to have some compassion. And even if there's no one else cheering you on, I'll be there. So, thank you so much for joining me. Please hit subscribe. so that you'll be up to date on all of the shows that are coming forward. I'm typically on live Saturday mornings, except for when there's a conflict like today. But I hope that it's blessed your day and that you will come back and join me next weekend live on Living and Leading with Miss J. Thank you so much. Like, comment, share, tag a friend, tell them to come on in. I'd love to have you. Have a fantastic day and a great weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.